And we're live. There we go. I don't know why it takes so long for my streaming thing to tell me I'm live. I'm like, are we live? Are we live? And then we're live. How's everybody doing? Pretty sure I'm live. I'm gonna like guess I'm live. There, he's live. What's up, Otter? Bum 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 biggy diggy dum 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 bum 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 biggy diggy dum dum. Did a little brew this morning. Ooh, I brewed a new deck too. I'm pretty excited. I've been getting ready for Atlanta. I just got the best quality proxies money can buy from UPS. just picked up my proxies from UPS this morning that I'm bringing to Atlanta with me. Let me open this up and get them out. Yep. So, I don't know if you guys know this. If you go to UPS, they will cut a deck for you. It's like $3 and they'll do all the cutting. I need to do a tutorial about how I order these things. But look, 2 decks. I got 2 decks fully cut today for me. This is minus the lands, obviously. But they look great. Like, they look fantastic. In a sleeve, you can't tell that they're... Yeah, they cut it for you, dude, for $3. This right here, this is 3 decks minus the lands. This was $8. $8. $5 of printing, construction paper, glossy, to where it like the front looks like a real card, you know? Yeah, that's the thing. Cutting is therapeutic. Totally agree with that. The thing is, I'm sure cutting gets irritating, so I always buy my local UPS people that cut it for me coffee to say thank you, because I'm sure that gets really laborious, you know? But they have like the super nice giant cutter thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're like sitting there with scissors in the back one like, you know? It's not like that or anything. So, but yeah, let me grab a sleeve. Is this a good one? There we go. I'll show you how good this looks in a sleeve. Is that... Yeah, the green screen isn't hitting that as bad. Okay, good. Here we go. Do I have a sleeve on my desk? I do. Okay. I'm going to show you 2 cards. Oh, yeah, I always get them coffee. I buy the whole... Every employee... in the UPS place, it's normally like 3. I buy everybody coffee every time I go. It's like $15, you know, like whatever. At least my local place, isn't it? They're inexpensive. Tyler Kemper. If you want to know a good Henzi deck, ask Maldhound. Maldhound's like second favorite deck of all time is Henzi. Yeah, here guys, look at this. Let me find a normal card in my collection. Everything I own is either foil or altered, because I sold all my non-foil or altered cards. Not because I have a lot of non-foil cards. Or, not because I have a lot of foil cards, but... Good morning, Senor Gato. Senor, not senior. Okay, alright. I want you guys to tell me, ready? Which one is the proxy? Oh, you guys, my green screen makes it hard to see green cards. Hold on. Where's a normal card? Dang it. Hold on. Normal card. Normal card. That's not normal. Come on, Jay. You gotta own at least one normal card. Oh, dear Lord. How is this difficult? There we go. Okay. Okay. Which one's the proxy? Which one's the proxy? You can't tell, right? One of these is literally made of paper. It was 7 cents. Can you tell? Anybody? Here. Huh? Morning. Yeah, it's the torment. The torment's the proxy because the corners. I just realized I didn't round the corners. But yeah, it takes, you know. Yeah, the torment I did bring up twice. Here, let me get a different card. Hold on. Let me get a different card so people don't know. Hold on. People won't know if I do it this way, right? Hold on. All right. I'm getting a different one. Gotta find another normal card. This is torture. This is torture. How am I supposed to do this? Those are all proxies. Okay. Oy. Do I not have a normal card on my desk? It's all foils or proxies. Good God. Okay. All right. Which one is the proxy? Ready? Ready? Wah! Which one's the proxy, baby? Which one's the proxy? Which one? Damn. Please tell me the hat is a reference to one of the best shows ever filmed. Yes, it is. It is the Finer Things Club cap from The Office. It was the more expensive one. The land is real. The emergent zone is real. The emergent zone is in fact real. That's the proxy. So yeah, when you're playing a game of Magic, no one cares or knows. Because I'm never wrong. But yeah, real easy. But the reason I did these proxies is because I could not get the cards in time for Atlanta, not because I'm not interested in buying them. So I'm hoping to purchase these cards while I'm in Atlanta, but I want the decks to be, playable. So I got nice proxies. By nice proxies, I mean 8 cents from my local UPS store, and then I just put them in a inner sleeve and then a regular sleeve, and then no one can tell. Thank you, Hottie Rye. Oh goodness, I just realized, Retro, thank you so much. I just realized that was a super chat. Thank you so much, Retro. We have almost spent all the money. We have almost officially paid back all the money I spent on making the merch. I really appreciate y'all helping me make the business profitable so quickly. Nate, you said off topic, have you ever done a pre-EDH build? Yes, I have. I love doing those only if I can play against other pre-EDH players. Do you do Pauper Commander decks as well? Yes, I do, Nicholas. Absolutely. Sorry, missed yesterday's stream. Was sick, still feeling sick, but went back and watched the VOD. Oh my goodness, Retro, I'm so sorry you're feeling sick, dog. That's terrible. Yeah, what are you sick with, man? What's got you down? What's your immune system fighting? By the way, the background, everybody, that you're looking at right now, this background of me, there's going to be a 24/7 stream coming up with my newest album, with this playing. So it'll be deck beats to deck build 2. Excited to put that out soon. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to quickly turn on streamer mode, and we're going to get into the decks for the day, everybody. I took a COVID test. Yep, sleep's always good. Sleep's always good. Soup and sleep. Soup and sleep. Oh, I normally do a little bit of story time before we start. I thought, you know what, guys? I'll say a little bit. I got a little bit of a story today. So, last night, or no, not last night. So last week, I got my wife to start reading Chainsaw Man, the manga. And so we're past, oh no, Retro. Oh gosh, best of luck dealing with COVID. That's terrible. It's so draining. Every time I've gotten COVID, my muscles just ache. Terrible. Sorry about that, Retro. That sucks, man. We'll be praying for you, okay? But so last week I got my wife to start reading Chainsaw Man, and we're past where the movie is that's coming out. If you guys have been keeping up with Chainsaw Man, there's a movie coming out, and we got to like this really, really big panel, which I won't spoil for you guys, but this really big panel that I was really excited about. And when she turned the page and saw the big panel that I won't spoil, she just chucked the book, and it was the funniest thing ever. She was like, no, and threw it. I think Chainsaw Man is gonna be better than JJK. I said it. I think when it's fully animated, I think it'll be better than JJK. Blainable, have you read Chainsaw Man though? What's up, Sir Trekkie? Okay. Yeah, Blainable. The good stuff's after the movie. Oh my god. Chainsaw Man gets like 10 times better after the movie. It's insane. I would have agreed with you 100%. Up until the movie, I would like JJK more. After the movie, for Chainsaw, holy crap, it gets amazing. Oh my, yeah, it goes up an insane notch. I have read both. Yes. I have read both. Yeah. When I travel, I read. Always. I'm either reading a Dungeons and Dragons novel, my Bible, some random fantasy novel that my friends have forced me to read, or I'm reading manga. Besto friendo. I played in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign where we eventually tricked our DM into giving us Toto's clap. And so me and one of my friends, as an action once per turn, could clap and switch each other's places with one another. And then he didn't tell us the downside of that curse was that we share a health pool. So we had one character's health pool. It was disturbing. Chainsaw Man is insane though. I will agree that it's really good after what they're doing with the movie. Yeah. Started reading Chainsaw and lost interest in JJK, kept me engaged the whole time. Favorite manga, though, it's one heavily slept on, Wild Strawberry. Ooh, good one. I like that one, John Honor. Ultimate Boogie Woogie. Yeah, it was amazing. We should do an anime day. We should do an anime, like, tier list day or something for fun. Do some just talking streams. We should do one of those soon. That'd be fun. Oh, so last thing, and then we're going to get into the decks. I've got some cool announcements, as I thankfully get to have every stream. First announcement is we officially are sponsoring a charity for the upcoming October thing. The calendar has been half updated right now. Sup, where can we see these decks? Is there any place we can see deck lists? Sorry if this has been asked before. Alex, that is a great question. I'm glad you asked. Also, hello, first time chatter. If you would like any of the decks ever shown here on stream, Earl Made, welcome to the Kitten Court. Thank you for subscribing. Everybody, if you would like to be able to see all the decks, I am creating a massive, and I'm just huge library of every deck I've ever made on my Discord with our amazing mod staff. Shout out to the mods, everybody. Shout out to the mods. We've created a webhook within the Discord where you can find every deck ever made in my collection. Right now, there is currently 106 decks in my collection. 17 of them are mine, and the rest are from subscribers that I've built them. So it's all accessible on the Discord. Welcome to the Discord, Earl Made. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, Blainable, the chess match feeling of JJK, absolutely. You're around for a bit? Nice. So, we have one addendum to today. We have one issue. We need to make sure we catch up on decks because of the canceled stream. And I was like, well, shoot, that means we're going to constantly be a stream behind, right? So, I have the solution. Let me pull up the calendar, everybody. Yeah, Alex, join the Discord. It's only $2. It's just join the Patreon. Join the Patreon, my friend. Okay, everybody. Let's get into the calendar for a second, if you do not mind. Let me shrink this a little bit. All right, calendar. Okay, so here is our calendar. We are going to be doing a stream extravaganza from October 6th until Saturday the 11th. So Monday to Saturday. We're going to be doing an 8-hour stream. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On those days, we're going to use those days as catch-up days on the Duke tier. So we're going to catch up on all the missing decks. We're going to be finishing the deck catalog on the Discord, so you guys have access to all 130 decks that'll be done there. Is there dark theme for calendar? That'll be so nice. Does calendar have dark theme? I use dark theme on everything else. Settings, display. Where's the dark theme? Dark reader. Oh, it's an extension. Link me that on the Discord. I need that. Settings, appearance. I don't see appearance. My normal. Look, I'm dark mode normally, as you can see. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll figure that out later. So we're gonna be doing an 8-hour stream on October 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then a 4-hour stream on the 9th. During those streams, you guys will get a freaking prize every 30 minutes. I'm going to be giving out a prize every 30 minutes. Artist proof, decks, deck boxes, quivers, play mats, cards, signed cards, even artist proofs. Every 30 months. Wait. Month. Appearance. Thank you, everybody. Love you. Appreciate that. So every single 30 minutes from October 6th to the 11th, we're going to be doing a prize giveaway. We're going to have a big wheel, and in order to get on it, you just have to be on the Patreon or on the YouTube subscription. That's all you got to be. Or not subscription, YouTube. You're joined in the Kitten Court. So, not just every 30 minutes of prize, guys. We're gonna catch up on the backlog of decks that need to get done. And y'all ready? We got a couple things that are happening. YouTube member. Thank you. I'm going to be opening up a P.O. box today. I'm going to send everyone the P.O. box address. Everyone can send any cards they want signed and altered, and I'm going to take a whole stream to sign and alter all Magic cards. And then whatever you send in with it, as a donation, either via PayPal or my Patreon or whatever, or in cash, we're going to send all of this for charity. So that's going to be the big charity drive day. And we're going to be giving out prizes on that day as well. And then we're going to have a day where we open a bunch of boxes. And we're going to open up a ton of old Magic product. It's going to be super fun. I've got I think 5 boxes of cool stuff to open. And then, yes, we have picked a charity. Okay, everybody. All right, you ready? Here's the charity. I'm going to release their official thing later, but I'm going to tell you about it real quick. So do you know how many people, all right, how many people wear this cross that you've seen out in public, right? You know, right? They're like, oh, I'm Christian, right? And they go, stop abortion, save the unborn, pro-life. And then they don't do anything for the kids once they're born. Yeah, we ain't like that, baby. All the proceeds are going to all orphaned and or given up children in my state. And we're going to give these kids a chance. I'm going to be hand delivering it. I'm also going to get some videos with them, and I am going to continually be using all the money that this channel does for charity. We are going to help the kids of inner city Charlotte who don't have family, because that is how we heal this country, is with the kids. And so none of that, don't get an abortion and then don't care about the kids. No, we're starting with the kids, y'all. Let's care about those kids. That's what we're going to be doing, baby. And so we are going to be doing that. Donations are going to be on that day. It's going to be a whole donation drive. I'm making sure whatever service we use doesn't take any of the cut. So it's purely straight toward the children. So that's the big thing. And then, no problem, Retro. Good luck. Yeah, good luck with your COVID, man. So sorry about that. Yeah. And so to do that, everybody, I'm going to do a 24-hour stream from 5 p.m. on Friday the 10th until 5 p.m. on Saturday the 11th. We're doing a 24-hour charity drive. Full 24-hour stream. And I'm going to think of something just diabolical that I have to do. I'm thinking complete Elden Ring on a dance pad. Just something just horrid. That's the plan. Yeah. Otter Pirate, if you would like to ask Malacrosis, do you remember? My mod staff here will remember 36 hours. 36-hour streams is what I used to do. Blainable, that is okay. No problem. Obviously, what we're doing is for kids. So you taking care of your own kids is helping the cause. Build a 1,000-card commander deck that revolves around one commander that can divide into 10 unique commander decks. Nicholas, I've basically already done that with a 500-card deck. I'll explain that. That is a video coming up. Yeah, Blainable, no worries. Also, for every 30 minutes, you didn't sleep as well, Malacrosis? That's crazy. For every 30 minutes you stay in stream, you get another ticket toward a prize. So the longer you watch stream, the more likely you are to get a prize by the end of the stream. And we're going to be giving out hundreds. Any fun deck concepts around the miracle mechanic, heart of the card style commander. So, Takao, there's certain mechanics that are already doing the cool thing. I think there's something even cooler than miracles when it comes to that mechanic. I think there's actually something even cooler. The deck still uses miracles, but I have an even like bigger brain idea. A roguelite deck. I love that. Yeah, we're going to be taking custom deck submissions for that stream as well. So that'll also be happening. But I digress. Everyone, thank you so much for being here for the calendar portion. We are going to get into today's decks. These were the decks that were supposed to be shown last Thursday. We're going to start there. Let's get into it. All right, everybody. Our first deck of the day. Oh, my bad. There we go. Our first deck of the day is Wilson Refined Grizzly with the background Raised by Giants. Let's update the currently being brewed commander and get into this hodgepodge of awesome hottie commanders. Let's get into it today. Let me find the original image I used to show off the commanders. There it is. Let me update it with Wilson so everyone knows what we are doing when they come into the stream, maybe a little bit into me talking about it so they're not confused. Okay. So this is very funny. Leppy the Bear, if you're here, this is yours. There it is. Leppy, this is your deck. Yes, a 24-hour stream. Horror games? Ooh, I love horror games. My favorite horror series of all time is Penumbra. I don't know if y'all are old enough to know Penumbra, but Penumbra is my favorite. Def Cat, the bearer of new decks. Ayy, I like that. I like that. So, Leppy, we got into this really awkward thing where you had accidentally checked off that you hated Ayula and didn't want it in the deck. Ayula's now your secret commander. So, I found every card that I could find that has bears in it that isn't just a bear. So, let's get into that. We have how many bears in this deck? Let's look. And we're not even going to count things that are like technically bears. Like just they say bear. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's a B. Sorry. 22, 23. We have 23 actual bears and we have 27 technical bears in this list. Just to start us off. Okay. Now, you wanted a bear type deck. So what I did was I wanted your other bears to constantly benefit your deck as gas, while Wilson is the target. So the idea is that your opponents are constantly going to be worried about Wilson. They're not going to be worried about your other bears, and Wilson will most likely eat the removal that your opponents try to play because you're playing in bracket 2. So what I did was I went through and I found a lot of cards that are going to allow you to win the game out of nowhere when your opponents ignore the rest of your bear army. So that way you can kind of sneak it in. The biggest thing is we want to be growing our bear army via lurking predators. It says whenever an opponent casts a spell, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put that card on the bottom of your library. But we also have things like Words of Wilding. And like I said, I found cards that are thematically bearish. And so it says one colorless. The next time you draw a card this turn, put a 2/2 green bear creature token into play instead. What that means is this turns Beast Whisperer into a bear printer. Because every time you cast a bear, you can pay 1 mana to make another bear, which really helps. And then we are going to be using things like Bear Umbra and Beastmaster's Ascension to pump our creatures. Ayulia's Influence, discard a land, create a 2/2 green bear token, which is insanely good in this deck because sometimes we're just going to flood out. But cool, now they're all 2/2 bears. Super nuts. We have Bearscape, which is just a gorgeous card, by the way. I don't know if you've ever seen Bearscape in foil. It's gorgeous. remove 2 cards from your graveyard, put a 2/2 green bear into play. And I think you're noticing this is where it shines, is when you have things to create bear tokens. It's often not the non-token bears that make this deck slap, but we still need, Allurin. Yeah, I know, right? I would love, Allurin. We'll get there. We're being cheeky. We're getting real cheeky with this deck. I also included things like Triumphs of the Horde, Overwhelming Stampede, and Overrun in order to just wham win the game once we have about 6 to 7 bears. We also things have like Kamal's summons. So if you're not familiar, Kamal is considered the Beastmaster more than Garruk was. So Garruk is a Planeswalker in Magic the Gathering. So when I was cooking on the idea of a deck about bears, I was looking into the lore within Magic of Bears, and I didn't realize that Kamal is actually the original Beastmaster, and his beast of choice was bears. And so I put Kamal cards into the deck that have to do with bears. And so each player may reveal any number of creature cards from his or her hand. Then each player puts a 2/2 bear, a green bear creature token into play for each one revealed this way. Super cool card. And then Grizzly Fate. Put 2/2 bears into play, and Threshold instead put 4 2/2 bears into play. Yeah. Yeah, another bear card like that. Yeah, so there's tons of awesome bear cards that I dug really deep into my knowledge of the game to find for you. Not to distract from the bears, but have you ever done a video on your deck making process? Earl, I am. It comes out this Christmas. It is... here's the thing. I've been recording how I make decks for so long. I'm on the 3rd iteration of the video because I want to make it good. I want to make it a good quality video, not a throwaway video. Like, I really feel like looking back, I could have made my sticker cube video so much better. That one's definitely getting remade. I've gotten a lot better as a video maker since I made that video. And so for how to make decks, I think it's actually going to be a course. I don't think it's going to be a single video because, I mean, I've been doing this for years now, and I get really in depth. And so I want to do an entire course is my idea. And I might make like one of the videos free on YouTube and then the rest behind Patreon because it's a lot of information to give up. It's going to be at least 10 hours, at least. And like by the end of it, you're going to be like a G. That's awesome. Yes, I have so many people that have made the sticker cube video. I've only had one person not like it so far. Everyone else, the dozens of people that have sent me pictures of their sticker cubes have loved it. I'm building a brand new sticker cube for Atlanta. Very excited about that. I have a whole brand new one I'm building right now. Are the decks in today's streams for the people's today's calendar? So Enslow, a couple of the decks in the calendar didn't make it in today because we're on a backlog. My wife was at work when there was a shooting and I had to pick her up. She's fine. We're all okay. It was 2 people that got into a fight. It wasn't like a random shooting. Not that that makes it much better, obviously, but so we're behind schedule due to that accident happening, but we're going to be catching back up. Yeah, we have 6 decks today. Yeah. I mean, even 4 decks is worth it, honestly, Retro. The biggest thing is, for example, my friend has 10 decks. He made a sticker cube via the idea the YouTube video I made. He sold the extra cards he had after making the sticker cube, like I suggested. He made $700 from how much all those sold for. So even 4 can be a couple $100. But I digress, everybody. Let's play the deck. Let's show how this deck works. Let's get our first hand here. So we got 4 lands, interaction, a primal order, and a road of return. Okay. Not bad. And it has entwine. So Primal Order says at the beginning of each player's upkeep, this enchantment deals damage to that player equal to the number of non-basic lands they control. So this starting hand just doesn't do a lot. So we're going to ship it back. It does allow us to cast Wilson, though. Oh, no green mana. What a weird hand. Sol Ring Command Beacon. That's a weird hand. All right, let's go down to 6. Oh, amazing. Yes. Yes, great hand. Great hand. 4 lands. We can put 1 to the bottom. We like everything else. We're going to put a forest and pass. Forest, we're going to play Wilson. Command Beacon, Herald's Horn. Okay, now we're going to choose bear as Herald's Horn enters. As it enters, we're going to reveal the card off the top at the beginning of our upkeep. We're going to look. It's a forest. We put it in our hand. It's not a bear. That's okay. Land, and then we're going to put out 2 more bears. Next turn, just a forest again. That's okay. Oh my god, we flooded out. What the heck? But that's okay. Flooding here isn't even a bad thing. So right now, if we wanted to, and our friends were beginning to become a little pesky, we could throw an overrun out, and we would deal 15 damage to one of our friends. Let's say someone's low, we could totally do that. I'm going to save it, though. Next turn, jeez, land into Alurin. Okay. We're going to put out Raised by Giants. Wilson is now a 10/10 base power and toughness with Trample, Vigilance, Ward 2. Next turn, we're going to put out Alurin. And now we can cast all of our bears 3 CMC or less for free. So we can immediately put in Rune Scarred Bear for free. Next turn, Alpine Grizzly for free into Overrun. And we will do what? That'll be 13, 18, 23, 29, 36 damage. And so for a bracket 2 list, that makes sense at that turn. That makes perfect sense. But let's show you what a little bit of a faster hand looks like, where we have more of our lower ground bands. I'm not gonna lie, I clicked on one of the cards thinking it was a spell table. Yeah, when you were clicking on the stream, that's funny. That's funny. I like that. Ooh, okay, a bit of a slower hand, but I like it. Let's try it. So, first turn, land, pass. Next turn, land, Soul Ring, Wilson. Next turn, land, Alurin, and then we can put our creatures in for free and attack in with Wilson. Next turn, let's do Lurking Predators. And so whenever an opponent casts a spell, we get to reveal the top card of the library. If it's a bear, we get to cast it for free. If not, it goes down to the bottom of our library. We'll say each person casts 1 spell in their turn each. Pretty normal. First one, bear, free. Second one, forest, goes to the bottom of our library. Third one, bear, comes into free. Okay, this was a little stronger than last game. Just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can tell. Pay 3, put the blade onto... Oh, no. We're going to cast our Triumph of the Hordes and kill somebody. Awesome. Yeah, I think this works super well. I mean, turn 5 for something that's going up against precons, this is like the strongest you'll ever see this deck. We got Soul Ring, we got our best enchantment, and we got our second best enchantment all in one hand. So what just happened is probably like the pinnacle of this deck. And so this is what a precon looks like when it pops off. A turn 5 big swing. I don't think any of us are that shocked by that, right? Turn 5 big swing. That's pretty normal. Like when a precon like totally pops off, you know, and they get their Soul Ring turn 1 and all that. This makes sense. It is a $200 budget list. Right now, if you were to buy it on Mana Pool, it's only $150 even with shipping. Oh, let me get out of the way. Oh, wait. Can I like move so you guys can see it? No. Yep. On Mana Pool, it's $150 without shipping. But that means if you're getting near mint too, so it can be a lot cheaper as well if you don't do near mint. But yeah, I think this is a pretty solid Wilson deck. It's very flavorful and stuff. The Bears, when the coaching staff actually know what they're doing. Yep. Noritama, I have reached a verbal, not written agreement, but I do have a verbal agreement with Mana Pool that hopefully will be starting this October. Very exciting. Very, very, very exciting. I'll be seeing them in Atlanta and probably signing papers there. Same with Moxfield. All right, y'all. Let's get into our next deck of the day. It's, oh no, it's retro. Braids, Conjurer Adept. Oh, Noritama, you're the best. Thank you very much. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. Sorry. We're going to be going over Braids, Conjurer Adept. For those of you that have never played this, this is one of the most fun group hug commanders in the game by far. It allows everyone to effectively play what's called a show and tell effect. It means you can reveal something from your hand and put it into play immediately, and it is insanely fun. Yeah, Retro, do not worry. Oh my goodness, it is insane amounts of fun. So, I built this Retro with the idea that it's group hug in mind. So, as you can see, nothing scary. Everyone who has ever built a Braids deck is the most boring, incapable. I'm kidding. I'm not that angry about it. Yeah, most Braids decks online are the most degenerate, rude, I have no idea how to be social decks ever. They're just, I'm going to cheat something in bigger than my friends can and sit here and play solitaire and hope I find fast mana and an Eldrazi. It's fun once. Like, literally once. And then after that, you might as well just go play slot machines. This is true group hug Braids. That means in this deck, there's things like Temple Bell. Everyone draws a card. Venser's Journal, so that way you don't lose your cards. We have Horn of Greed, extra land drops, extra draws for everyone. Howling Mine. Gate of the Aether. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's an artifact, creature, enchantment, or land, they may put it into play. Then, this is how much fun this deck is, y'all. We're not going to play anything cool for free. We're going to copy everyone else's cool stuff. When your friend drops Craterhoof, when your friend drops an Eldrazi, drops a Praetor, drops a giant Baneslayer Angel, boop. Copy it. What's that? Oh, steal it. What's that? Copy 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 it. Copy it. Steal it. Trade it. Triple it. Copy it. Double land drops. Double draws. Copy, 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 copy. Copy, 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 copy. And then everyone draws. All day, baby. We're just going to be like, oh, man. Jeremy, I love that Eldrazi deck, brother. Oh, Jonathan. Jonathan, you brought a mono green Stompy? That's so cool, Jonathan. Oh, Erica, you brought your Praetor's deck. That's awesome. I guess I'm playing Praetor Eldrazi Stompy today. Boom, baby. So much fun. So much fun. And then, how do we maximize this for ourselves? We take extra turns, baby. Capture of Jingzhou and Temporal Trespass. Flubsy, what's up? Hey, Defcat, I wanted to check because I couldn't find it on the calendar. What's the date for the My Role Commission? It is going in a big backlog thing that we're doing, Flubsy. At the beginning of the stream, I talked about it. Don't worry. What I talked about at the beginning of the stream is going to be on the Discord after stream's over. We're doing a huge catch-up stream marathon. Yeah. No, you are going to copy everyone else's stuff, Retro. Everyone else's stuff. It's super fun. So let's show you guys how this plays for a second. Good. We have 3 lands. That's exactly where we want to be at. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so turn 1, land. Turn 2, land. And then we are going to cast our Words of Wisdom. It says you draw 2 cards, then each other player draws a card. So we've already started the group hug stuff on turn 2. So we draw 2. Next turn, we're going to do Kami of the Crescent Moon. And each player draws an additional card. But hey there, baby. Hey there. Jonathan just dropped a Galta on turn 3. That happens. That's normal. Boom. Rapid hybridization. We're group hug, but we're going to keep your ass in check. All right? Stay back with the Galta. Boom, they have a 3/3. Now, we go to our next turn, and we draw an extra through Kami of the Crescent Moon, and that's when we drop Braids, baby. And at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put an additional card. Our friends, because how Braid is worded, our opponents get to put their things down first. That means our copy spells always have something to hit. So, let's go back to the deck we just played. Let's say someone goes, cool, I'm going to play Lurking Predators for free. Awesome. I love that for you. Extra land drop, and oh, what's this? The Magic Mirror? No maximum hand size, and at the beginning of each counter, we get to make a copy and then draw. Or, guess what? Oh, what's that? Yeah, we'll just copy. We're going to copy, and it becomes a permanent copy of Treat Creature or Enchantment immediately. Now we have a Lurking Predators. You know, someone drops an Eldrazi. Glasspool Mimic. Awesome, we have an Eldrazi now. Anything your friends do because of your Braids, immediately take it. Have fun. And then, to make sure we stay ahead of our opponents, we have cards like Capture of Jingzhou, so we take an extra turn after this one. Draw 2 cards because of Kami. Drop another Howling Mine. Braids for free. Drop the Phyrexian Metamorph. And then a Gyruper for extra land drops and extra draws. Did I cook or what? Did I cook or what, baby? What's up, T-Gat? Like the stream. Thank you so much. Everybody, if you aren't already, if you want me to cook you an interesting deck, head on over to that Patreon, baby. But yeah. So obviously we're a bit of a ways off until my how to build a deck series comes out. So I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit since you're here on the stream. So when I got asked to make a Braids group hug deck, anytime I found a Braids group hug deck online, it was always, oh, I'm gonna put in things like Howling Mine, Kami of the Crescent Moon, Gyruper Ori, and then after that, they still had a bunch of just like degenerate Eldrazi, things like that. And I was like, okay, group hug is the idea behind group hug is it makes the gameplay fun for everyone. And none of your cards should ever feel like you've hoodwinked everyone into being more powerful than they are. That's not group hug. That's just being a liar. We've all done it. I've done it. Most group hug deck players do this. So I was like, no Def Cat. We are never going to break the expectation that we're doing something more powerful than our opponents. What better than to just copy what they're doing? Boom. That's how we do around here, y'all. That's how we do around here. Some cool things I would like to note about this deck is Sakashima. So, personally, I like to copy Braids with Sakashima, so we get double triggers on Braids' ability. It's very fun. But I only do that if we have something like Kami of the Crescent Moon out. Because if you double Braids and then your opponents are only drawing once a turn, the whole table's going to run out of gas eventually, and it's a little boring. So I highly suggest, unless you have an extra draw thing out, to not use the Sakashima on the Braids yet. I would hold it back. Because then the game just ends up being whoever finds a draw engine wins, and you basically punt the game over to them, and that's not very fun either. Another small thing is to prioritize Howling Moon, Horn of Greed, Gyruper Ori over Braids. Yeah, exactly, Tyler Kemper. Yep. That's very traditional group hug, is distract everyone by giving them things and to do something more powerful than they are. And I really wanted to make something truly group hug. So that's what this deck was all about. All right, y'all. Let's get into our next deck of the day. This one's for Celebi. This is a Mr. Foxglove deck. Let me update our currently being brewed commander. And how's everybody doing, y'all? Before we get into this deck, I hope you're having a wonderful day. If you aren't in the Discord yet, head on over to the Patreon, and if you want, go get a deck made for stream, y'all. I'd love to make you a deck. When I get the chance to play it, I'll let you know how I did. Hope I make you proud, Father Cat. Absolutely. Ash, what's up? I haven't been able to make your streams. Has anyone asked for a Lantern control deck yet? I have one and would be interested at your takes. Ash. We've done 2 Lantern decks so far. Not control, though. Not Lantern control. I specifically have a Lantern control list that I've been wanting to make for a while. If you go to the Patreon and order it, I'm going to be so hyped. So please, if you want for me to make a Lantern control list, order one on the Patreon. I'd be so excited to build that. That'd be awesome. That would be so sick. I've looked it up online. No one's made it. No one's used the commander I think would be best for a Lantern control list. I haven't been able to find anyone else that has used it. This is effectively the Puts in Boots commander. Yep. Good morning, Trippy Milkman. How's it going? Man, what a good day. What a great day. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee and just enjoy the moment with y'all for a second, you know? Oh yeah, getting those neck pops. Oh yeah, baby. I've tried to make a Marchesa Dealer of Death crime deck work, but no avail. Any ideas for that? T-Gat. Absolutely. And in fact, I made one last week. If you join the Discord, the deck list is available on there. Yeah. If you join the Discord via Patreon, there is a deck list for it already up that I made. It was awesome. It was killer. Yeah. Well, Ash, if you can't afford decks, I don't know if you've ever heard of this. UPS. This was $8. It's 3 decks minus the lands. And they cut the deck for me. So if you just go to UPS, you can get these, and this is how it looks in the sleeve. You can't tell that it's a proxy at all. It feels different. You'll feel that, but yeah. I'm getting some 6 zombie tokens, so I need to find a commander. Ooh, yes. I love zombie decks. They're fun. Oh, you can't afford a deck list right now. Understood, Ash. No, understood. Yep. I've ordered a Marchesa Dealer of Death as well 2 weeks ago, maybe now. Not sure. Yeah. Chuzix, was it yours that we made? It might have been yours, was it? Let's check. Let's check the forums. MTG deck creation. Responses. Questions. Let's check. Marchesa. It was not. Yes. Can I get the Braids deck with Pooty Please Temple? All deck lists are available on the Discord. All the deck lists are available on the Discord. It's just $2. Under the name Simon. Awesome. Yeah, it'll be on the calendar soon then for sure if you ordered it 2 weeks ago. What number are we on? We are on number 3 today. Mr. Foxglove. We're on number 3 today, y'all. So let's get into the Mr. Foxglove list. Now, everybody, we did a Mr. Foxglove list 2 weeks ago, and that Mr. Foxglove list was all about being able to slam in and repeatedly draw ourselves into a bigger hand. So it was all about puking all this awesome stuff out from the deck and refilling our hand. This Mr. Foxglove deck, which is for Celebi, is all about the stomp. We are in stompy, baby. We are going to be doing big boom boy damage. We've got Gigantosaur, Nessian Boar, Tatsiova and AC for card draw, anti-casual or anti-causal vestige, and then of course the Slam King himself, Kodama the East Tree. It says whenever a permanent you control enters the battlefield, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser value onto the battlefield. That means if you slam a Coma onto the battlefield with Mr. Foxglove, you can put an Elishnorn out for free, a Nezahal Prime, a Galta Tyrant Stampede, a Terrasadon, a Vorinclex, a Tarask, an Ancient Stone Idol, an Apex Devastator. It gets bigger, baby. A Desolation Twin, and a Galta Primal Hunger. That's right, baby. We are slamming some of the nastiest, largest creatures that aren't Eldrazi into play. And the reason they're not Eldrazi is because those have been done ad nauseum and they get really boring really fast. And they're often not as good as these creatures in a stompy style. So we'll get into that. Oops, we accidentally had 2 Farseeks. So we have a regular ramp package. We have a second Sun as a backup win condition. We'll explain how that one works because it will happen on the same turn. We also have our interaction. We have Heroic Intervention to save us and Generous Gift to stop other people. We have a tutor of Eladamri's Call so we can put something into play that we really want to. And then because this is bracket 3, we have things like Mana Vault and there was one other, right? Mana Vault, Vorinclex Voice of Hunger, and what was our other? Was it Guy's Cradle? I think it was Cradle. No, it's not Cradle. Where was the other? Vorinclex, Mana Vault. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to have Ancient Tomb in here. Sorry. Oh, we're at 99 cards. Yeah, Ancient Tomb was omitted. That's why. There we go. And Ancient Tomb. So let's get into how this plays and why this is so much stronger than a regular game plan with Mr. Foxglove. Whoops. There we go. Whoops. There we go. Okay. So this is how I personally play this deck. So we only have 1 land, sadly. So this hand can't survive itself because we need more than that to get the engines going. Not bad. We don't find any ramp, which is weird. Yeah, we can make this one work. Down to 6 in hand. Put that at the bottom of our library. All right, let's try this hand out. We're going to go Command Tower, Soul Ring, pass. Love it, love it, love it. Land, pass. And then we're going to go land into Mr. Foxglove. And now next turn, land into loot into Gemstone Mine. And the reason we're doing this instead of just attacking and getting Coma out is we want the card draw, and we don't want to become the threat at the table that everyone's staring at too early, because that just normally gets Mr. Foxglove blown out. So always put out the cards that just help you ramp first before the threats, so people don't just go boom and shoot Mr. Foxglove in the face. So now we'll attack in with someone with, let's say, 5 cards. We'll draw 2 extra cards. Cool. We get to play a Boreal Druid this turn that we drew. Now next turn, we're going to attack someone with 4 cards in hand. Attack in. Galta gets put onto the battlefield and immediately puts Terrastodon and Coma out. Julian, do you prefer to build on a budget or without? I like both. I like both because budget will always make me rethink how I will build the commander. But as of late, due to Wizards of the Coast doing such a great job with the bracket system, often just brackets help me. How aggressively do I typically mulligan? Ladies and gentlemen, can we just get an amazing big amens here for Enslow? Great question. I'll explain how I decide that. Let's look at this deck for a second. Everybody, may I reintroduce you to Mr. Foxglove? Let's get a reintroduction here. Mr. Foxglove, you're a Fox Rogue. You're a 3/5 commander. You cost 2 generic, a green, a white, and a blue. Okay. Is this deck completely non-functioning without the commander? Would this deck just be total garbage if we did not have Mr. Foxglove? No, this deck works fine without Mr. Foxglove because we have mana dorks that ramp us into card draw and extra land drops into big creatures already. That means we do not need to mulligan furiously for Mr. Foxglove. But we do have access to 8 mana dorks and 3 turn 1 mana plays. That means, realistically, every hand in this deck, every hand should have at least 1 mana accelerator. Always. So, I now officially have 2 things I want in my opening hand. I want at least 1 land and a mana accelerator. That's not hard to find. So we can go down to 2 for that. Now, what else do I feel like I really, really, really want in this deck to make it work? Well, duh. We want a big creature. Biggity, 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 bing. We want at least 1 big creature, right? Why do we want a big creature? To get our commander to put it in for free. Now we kind of want our commander a lot. So we want at least 1 piece of acceleration. We want at least 1 big creature. And we want at least 3 lands. Because within 4 turns, it's realistic we're going to find 1 more land. So with 3 lands and at least 1 mana accelerator and 1 big creature, that is going to be what we need. So this deck can realistically mulligan to 5 every game, maybe even 4, and be completely fine. Especially because this deck has such a density of things to do. And our commander has card draw baked in. So let's test that theory. We're going to act like this next mulligan is our mulligan to 5. Let's do it. All right, this is our mulligan to 5, everybody. Let's look at this. We have a land. We have mana acceleration. We have mana acceleration. We have another land. We have another land. Nothing in this hand allows us to go get a creature immediately, right? That doesn't matter with Mr. Foxglove. Mr. Foxglove draws us things to put onto the battlefield. So we'll draw for turn, Exotic Orchard, Llanowar Elves. Next turn, land, elf, Arcane Signet. Next turn, land, Mr. Foxglove. Next turn, land, Arbor Elf. Actually, we'll even do the other land. We'll do Windswept Heath. We'll go get Forest. We're going to attack someone on turn 4. Typically, they've played 5 cards. That means most people have 5 cards in hand on turn 4. And we get to draw 4 cards on turn 4. By attacking in, gain 3 life. We've lost 1 from the fetch. Next turn, Gemstone Mine. We didn't find anything we care about cheating in. So we're going to tap 4, Beast Within. And then we're going to Nature's Lore. Put a forest onto the battlefield. Bonk. And then we're going to... Oh. Are we good? Did the stream pause? My bad. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. And then we're going to attack somebody else. Draw 3. And so now every creature we play draws us a card. We're not even done with our turn 5. We'll play a creature, draw a card. Awesome. And then we have enough mana to still cast Abundance. So now every time we draw, we can say we want a creature. So next turn, We got a Galta to put on. So if we want to, we can. So as you can see, this was a mulligan to 5. And this hand looks insane, doesn't it? How insane does this look? Mulligan to 5. Let's do it again. Let's mulligan to 4. Let's mulligan to 4. We'll say we'll mulligan to 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 5, and then this would be 4. Okay, mulligan to 4. Let's see here. Howling Mine, Farseek, Nature's Lord. This one's not terrible on a mulligan to 4. Yeah, we can definitely make this work on a mulligan to 4. And then, okay, there we go. So, turn 1, land. Turn 2, land. Howling Salt Mine, so we draw 2 every turn. Land. Loot. Land. Next turn, land. Turn 4. Even on a mulligan to 4, we still get a Mr. Foxglove, and we have extra everything. Then we can do pay 2 mana, Nature's Lore. We're going to go grab a forest, put it onto the battlefield, play Leopard Boots, attack in, draw 4, creature, Mana Vault, extra land drop from loot. This is turn 5. Turn 5. And so the big difference between a deck list you find online and one you get purchased by me, it's gonna be the mulligans. There's not bad mulligans in the decks I build, because that is the first freaking thing I think about when I start doing cuts, is what cards help my mulligans. We'll do it. You know what, guys? Chat, let's mulligan to 3. Let's mulligan to 3. All right, what do we got here? Leopard Boots. We have a land. Glacial Fortress gives us, let's do it. Bottom library. All right, turn 1, draw. Boreal Druid. Turn 2, Windswept Heath. Whoops. Stop that. Windswept Heath. We can honestly just go get a forest, but I'm assuming we have a dual land in here somewhere. Temple Garden. Great. Temple Garden. Awesome. We don't even shock it in. It's not even shocked in. Next turn, Beast Whisper. Turn 4, Mr. Foxglove, draw a card through Beast Whisper. Next turn, land. 1, 2, 3, loot, attack in, free Vorinclex. Do I need say more? Do I need say more? I rest my case, baby. So Zombie, you will be able to. I'm excited to make my deck building course. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be the biggest. Hopefully it'll be out this Christmas. But yeah. I think the course will probably be around 10 hours long. I've been writing it for a while now. It's not Ash. It's not just Scryfall at all. Scryfall's great if you know what you're looking for. If you don't know what you're looking for, it's worse than, honestly, your home binder. Genuinely. Free and Vorinclex are 2 words I never want to hear in conjunction again. I need a how not to make an overpowered bracket 2 deck. Yes, Codex Resist. Absolutely. Julian, it's not just experience. I know I'm sounding insane right now. I know I'm sounding insane. One of the keys. Okay, everyone, let's back up a little further. Let's have a little one-on-one time for a moment about deck building in Magic the Gathering. But you figure out what you're looking for by looking for tangential things. Ash, I disagree again. I want you to think for a moment. When a Magic artist is sent a card, I've walked with a Magic artist from when they got their first email for a card to when they painted it. So I know this whole process. When a Magic artist receives a card, they are given around a paragraph of what it should look like. Just a paragraph. Then they can do their history work, right? This is where their work begins. It doesn't begin in what type of paint they want to use, colors they want to use, what type of size and the construction of the painting. None of that. It starts by looking historically through Magic of what Magic's already done with the concept. Then, after what Magic's done with the concept, you have to say, were any of the things, places, or people mentioned in the description already a card? Now it's referencing. There's so many, so many things that you go through before you get to Scryfall at all. Scryfall is just a means to an end that you've already begun. So the problem is when someone makes a deck, they ask the wrong question. They ask the completely wrong question. Someone goes, I want to make a landfall deck. That's not a deck. That's a mechanic. There's no such thing as a landfall deck. That doesn't exist. There's a deck that uses landfall, but the most fun, the coolest decks that you'll ever play or play against are ones where people have actually worked out why the deck exists. What is its purpose? Just like an artist goes, why did I make this painting? So it's about the feeling you're attempting to invoke by playing the deck or play against the deck. Blainable. So as a MTG newbie, I'm just doing it wrong. I only use Scryfall to look things up. That's how you get a mechanically, a deck that works. That's not wrong. And is it wrong to say, I want to build a deck with the commander? Yes. Never start with the commander. Ever. If you're truly trying to make something big. Now, can you make a deck because you like a commander? Absolutely. 100%. But the best decks you ever make, the best decks. Oh, scouts. If you want to, we have two things here. First off, if you want a deck every month, it's only $50. And then every single month you get a deck list. Scouts, if you want a truly amazing deck, the highest tier on Patreon, I spend an entire 30 hours making an entire video for a deck that I make for you. So I cook an entire deck and make a whole video about it. If that's what you want, go get that highest tier on Patreon. I have made some insane decks for people using that. Definitely give that a go if you want something incredible, like basically commissioning a painting from me. I typically have started with the win cons. Blainable, good idea. Okay, I suppose I don't start building without an idea, and I tend to get my ideas by looking at other cards. Yes, absolutely. Oscar Kilgore, I just read Storm Force of Nature, and I think the card is busted, wondering why it isn't popular. Because it comes out late, people blicky it, and it's very, one-dimensional. I disagree. I think the best decks is based on external feelings about it. For me, it's Yuna. I know she isn't the most optimal, but my wife pulled it, so it's a do or die. Absolutely. You can definitely be doing that. That's a possibility. But the decks that function the best, that are gonna play the best and be the most enjoyable, you're gonna really get a lot out of the deck, really get a lot out of it, and get a lot of reps. It's gonna grow with you. Are gonna be the lists where you start by going, I want a deck where I get to do blank. And then you talk about how you do blank. and then it's why the deck does blank. And it's a part of the course I've got coming out. I'm going to give an example. How do you build decks in such little time? Even just looking through non-basics tends to take 3 to 6 hours. Ash, I have a catalog of every single bracket that I've made. I have an entire chart. So if you say I want a bracket 2 list in Simic, and then you give me a budget, I go through a flow chart that I have, and I click on bracket 2, then I click on the color coordination, and then I click on the bracket level, and then I click on the budget level, and then I already have a collection of cards for that I've pre-made because I build so many decks. Then I look through that, and then I cull from that list what I don't think works, and I mold it specifically for the deck. Mana takes me like 5 minutes to do for a deck as a result. Yes, it's Earl. This database is massive. That database has over 62,000 lines in it. It took me years to make, and I update it every set that comes out. So you can understand the amount of Magic sets coming out right now is hurting my brain because of how often I have to update that sheet. It's a lot. No, Earl, it's going to be available this December with my course. I'm going to be doing a deck building course. Yeah. Hey, big dog, let me get that spreadsheet. Yeah, it's been an insane amount of time. But yeah, it's been a labor of love. Yeah, Ash, there are just strictly better cards in the game. There's just strictly a top 100 cards within a color combo when it comes to things like lands. You know what I mean? What's fun though, and how I cull and how I upgrade decks is after I have the core. For example, if you tell me to make a Simic deck and you don't have a budget, there's already 17 cards that instantly go in because they're just the best cards for the colors. None of them come in tapped. They all tap for each color, and they all allow you to go fetch for the colors you need the turn you need them. There's just a stack of 17 cards that instantly go into that Simic. And then the other 15 cards, I look through the list and I choose specifically for it. How do we find the deck lists in the Discord? All of them are in a channel called Commander Rehab Deck Lists. That database is currently being updated. I've been updating it every day with new decks. Julian, well, so far I've only built 2 decks, and my most recent one was with Abaddon. Ooh, and it's slow. Yeah. Long story short, I flat out, there's, how do I put it? Oh, Earl Made, the deck list database is not available at the $2 tier. It's for people that, actually have ordered decks. They get access to the whole database, but the $2 tier is getting this October. You're going to be receiving my deck lists. You're going to get my database in a couple days. So you're not going to get the ones that were made for other people, but you get all the ones that are like mine. So you will still get a deck list database of mine soon. That's being updated. But then you miss the synergistic lands, and a mana base that is best for being a mana base tends to make worse decks with a mana base that helps the game plan in my experience. It only needs to be good enough to support what you're doing. Let me read that again. I think I'm a little lost on this. Yes, but then you miss the synergistic lands. Yeah, Ash, that's what I was trying to say. There's the core best lands, those 17 lands, and then you look at the synergies. It like takes half the time away. Yo, been super satisfied with my Junland sacrifice list. I can somewhat consistently combo kill everyone by turn 5 to 7 by sacking lands. Heck yeah, Revan. I'm so happy that deck worked out for you. That's awesome. Or if one of the lists interests you, people are open. Yes, Otter. Yeah, big point. If you are on the Discord and you really want someone's deck list, you can normally DM them. It's no big deal. People are really nice on the Discord. We've had no issues on the Discord so far that I know at all. Oh, Julian, what did I want to say? What was I going to say? I got sidetracked by another comment. What was my original point that I missed? Commander Rehab isn't part of the starting Patreon though, right? Yeah, not at the $2 tier, no. Oh, yes. Sorry. Abaddon. Okay. Y'all, so let's zoom out for a second. Yes, Discord is for patrons only, because last time I had an open Discord, we got a lot of trolls. And so I've closed it to only patrons because it makes people the nicest. People are dedicated. People actually want to be there and no one's rude. But it's only $2. But here's the big thing, everybody. I want you to imagine you're starting a puzzle. So let's go get a puzzle up. Puzzle. Okay. Everybody. You just started a puzzle, right? Ooh, you're fiddling around with this puzzle. What do you notice about this picture? The corners are done. See? The corners are finished, right? Or what? How do I, hold on. There we go. The corners are finished, right? He's married? Yes, I'm married. Been married for more than 5 years. The guy in the the guy in the picture has double rings. That's hilarious. I wonder if this is AI. It doesn't look like it to me. It looks, yeah, the reflections are too realistic. Okay, everybody. Everyone starts a deck with the center. They start with the fun, beautiful stuff. By the time I start with like the cool things, I already have like 40%, 50% of the deck finished with the basic needs of a deck. If you are not playing every available accelerating mana dork that's on turn 1 in a deck, it's gonna suck. The deck's gonna play worse, and you're just gonna be praying to God every game that you find Soul Ring. That's boring. It's inconsistent. Like, there's zero reason that you don't play every freaking mana dork in every green deck you ever play. There's no reason not to. There are 12 of them. 12. Play all of them. You will literally put yourself an entire turn ahead of your opponents. There's never a reason not to. Ever. And then, guess what? Ready? Okay. Yeah, Ash, I disagree. Ash. So, here's the thing. Ready? Now, let's say you're playing mono black. You got Blood Pet. You got, like, Priest of Fell Rites that, like, sacrifices other creatures to make black mana. And you got Dark Ritual. Black combats other people's mana acceleration by playing Edict effects. Sheoldred's Edict will make all of your opponents sacrifice their mana dork on turn 2, which for them might be turn 1. Then red is accelerated by their own mana, or it makes everyone sacrifice an artifact or destroying their soul rings. A really big way we play into these other, these other styles of decks is we know how to interact with other people's acceleration. Yeah, JC. Great, I'm not going to lie. Anytime I miss a land drop or I'm not able to play cards, the game is not fun. Exactly. There should never in a billion years be a non-turn. Never. Yeah, exactly, T-Gat. Hey, nice Blightsteel he cheated in. Sack, right? So, let's move on. Let's move on to number 2. Point number 2. All right? I'm going to showcase it here with a little imagery again, everybody. So, we all like puzzles, right? All of us like puzzles. Now, I'm sure all of us have had a traumatic experience playing Monopoly. Let's talk about Monopoly for a second, everybody. Okay. What does Monopoly do when you land on that square? What does it do? It says go to jail, right? And then behind me, it says pass go, and you gain $200, right? So within this game, this structure, just like Magic the Gathering, every turn you draw a card, right? The difference is that Monopoly introduces the concept that you can lose something inherently. So there's a bit of chaos. There's more of a luck factor, right? But in Magic, you can put extra pass gain $200 cards in your deck. Why would you not play every single collect $200 as you pass card in your deck that you can at the bracket level? So like, there's an, you know what, guys? I just got a genius concept for a video. Dang. I need to look back at this. Anyway. So, realistically, brackets should be mana, card draw, and then things that affect the game. Because the most powerful thing you could ever do in Magic is have more mana than your opponents. Literally. I've only ever lost one game of Monopoly in my life. I think it's because I caused the Monopoly trauma. That's how we like to hear Omega. That's how we like to hear it. I love Monopoly. I love playing Monopoly. I love Monopoly. I love Catan. Oh, dude, I love Labyrinth. Dude, I'm a huge board game player. I play a stupid amount of board games. My favorite board game right now is Mechs versus Minions, which I'm sure none of you have ever heard of. It's the League of Legends board game that came out a very long time ago. It's stupid fun. It's amazing. Yeah, where is JLK? You would argue card draw. Yeah, dude, it's amazing. I love this game. Yeah. So, I hope that helps. Well, obviously, like I said, everybody, there is going to be a deck building course available on my Patreon starting this December. Very excited about that. I'll be updating the course every 3 months is the idea. Yeah. 5-minute dungeon's great. Absolutely. I love, oh my gosh, Boss Monster. Boss Monster's great. If you guys have never played it, the Four Souls game, Binding of Isaac, I have a signed copy of this from Edmund McMillan. We became internet friends over COVID. I've always been a massive fan of Edmund McMillan. He's amazing. Do you have any Is It staples for Ramp? A friend of mine is having issues with his otter deck. I do, but I need to hold back my massive library of help I've made so that way I can make a living. If I gave it away for free, I'd be literally, I would literally be giving away, like, I think at least 1,200 hours of my time for free. And then I won't be able to pay for groceries. But yeah, everybody, let's get into the next deck list. It's for Trippy. Everybody give it up for Trippy, baby. We're going to get into the first Spider-Man deck of the channel. First Spider-Man deck of the channel, baby. All right, everybody. Let's do this. Mysterio, Master of Illusion. I'm going to show you what direction I took this list and why. Alrighty, y'all. What do you think about this set? Let me give you guys a little bit of a nuanced take on Spider-Man. Let me drink some water so I can get into this rant. Look, it's no secret that Wizards of the Coast never meant to make this set. This was meant to be an Assassin's Creed mini set straight into Modern. That was the point. We already know that. That's not a secret. On top of that, they admitted the set was only going to be the size of Assassin's Creed, and then they jammed in 50 extra cards at the last minute to call it a full set. Like, flat out, they admit this was a cash grab. So, factually, what do I think about this set? I know it's a cash grab. I know it was made last minute. I know it was rushed. I know it's not meant for the power level it was given at. That right there is already enough for me not even to have to give an opinion. Genuinely. Like at that point, like, who cares? That's just facts that we're already talking about. Now, let's talk about, are there good cards in the set? Yes, there are still good cards. There's things worth playing in this set. Does it make it a good set? Absolutely not. That does not change it at all. There's like 10 good cards in the set. Tops. 10. Like, I'm talking like playable. Not like, wow, this is going to change it. No. But I am a billion% biased. I just completely stopped caring about Marvel after, I think, like, the second Iron Man movie. I realized, I'm like, I don't think Marvel's my thing. And then when they added, like, Tom Holland and other actors, I was like, all right, I don't think I'm the target demographic anymore. I think, like, I'm not going to say I outgrew it, like, in terms of, like, age or maturity level. I just think I moved on to different mediums, and I just didn't enjoy Marvel as much. So I'm not the target audience. It was a rushed set. It should have been a mini set. It obviously did not contain what people thought it would for a standard set, and just all that sums up to me feeling really bad about this set. I don't even want to open a pack. Yeah. I already told people nothing's going to beat Final Fantasy for a very long time. The only set I think maybe has even a chance of, like, touching Final Fantasy is the new, they're probably going to come out with another Lord of the Rings set for The Hobbit, if I have to guess. That might become, like, minorly close, but, like, nothing is touching Final Fantasy. That was the biggest crossover Magic we'll possibly ever have. Like, everyone investing into Magic right now is going to look like an idiot with the new sets. They do not realize how big Final Fantasy was. No one in Japan gives a rat's butt about Spider-Man. No one cares. No one in Japan or China cares that much about Avatar. Final Fantasy was a worldwide phenomenon. That's the thing, Blainable. The only reason that Dragon Ball Z or Pokemon can touch it at all is because, again, it connects to all the Asian countries. You have to have something that's interesting to the Asian countries and to the West. Until they get one of those again, it's just never going to touch it. Final Fantasy was just an unbelievable, unbelievably high mark. Final Fantasy had insanely good cards in terms of their mechanics. I'm not a massive fan of the flavor of the set. I'm not a massive fan of some of the art in the set, but they knocked it out of the park. They clearly took a lot of time, studied, cared about that set. Like, so much went into it. I saw someone online mention that the reason the UB sets don't feel like Magic is some worlds are harder. Yeah, Mr. Amusing. I think we've all seen that video. A big thing. I'm 90% sure that was what Brian, or the professor said. So I know the professor. I know Brian really well. I see him at every convention. I did all the music for his show. We're good friends, and I share his sentiment completely, which is that, like, they need to care about whether or not the IP makes sense in Magic. Elden Ring would be insanely good in Magic. Elden Ring would make perfect sense for a Magic expansion. Godzilla made perfect sense, and they literally matched up Godzilla with Ikoria, the monster set. Perfect. It's perfect. Yeah, exactly. A Dark Souls set, an Elden Ring set, a Bloodborne set. Any of that would do amazing. More Dungeons and Dragons sets. It's incredible. More Dungeons and Dragons sets would be amazing. Like, just incredible. Another large part in what makes a set really, really good is it fantasy? You know? Yeah, even Hollow Knight, and Hollow Knight is so above and beyond, like, Hollow Knight is so far removed from the art style of Magic, and it would still work because it's fantasy. Marvel is not fantasy. It's not. It's not fantasy. I expect the Mind Sculptor series for Spider-Man is the set name breaks CDH. Yeah. If they didn't already burn the bridge with Sanderson, any of his stuff. Yeah. Okay. Man, y'all are unlocking so many cans for me today to chat about. All right, let's get into Brandon Sanderson for a second. Okay. I recently read the first 3 books of the Stormlight Archives. I'm about to drop a really hot take. So just, if you're a Brandon Sanderson fan, understand I dedicated to reading 5 of his books. Like, that doesn't come easy. Those are really, really, really long books. I played in a Cosmere Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Like, I delved into it. So don't give me the, like, I watched 500 episodes of One Piece and I didn't like it. And then the One Piece fan goes, well, you didn't stick with it long enough. You know, I did my time. Here's the thing. Brandon Sanderson's writing is really awesome for new fantasy readers. If you've been reading fantasy for a long time, Brandon Sanderson's stuff is not top tier at all. It's very good. It's beautifully, like, not the writing style. The Brandon Sanderson novels are uplifting. They're exciting. They're virtuous. They're courageous. But they are extremely one-dimensional. Brandon Sanderson's books are so one-dimensional. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to chew on. There's nothing to question. All of it's laid out very plainly, very honest, very understandable. And it's the same reason people watching Demon Slayer think it's like the best thing in the world. It's because it's one of their first animes. Like, Demon Slayer is a basic dish done perfect. Demon Slayer is just solid. Nothing, and it's just the most predictable, honest, uplifting, heroic, engaging content possible. It's just entertainment. That's all it is. It's entertainment. It's not going to make me think. It's not going to make me grow as a person. It's not going to make me question myself, reality, have any deep thoughts. It's not deep. It's insanely entertaining. It's insanely honest, courageous, fun, all of those things. So we've got a couple comments here. I'm going to scroll up to these real quick so I can answer these. Maybe a Harry Potter set. And then maybe a Harry Potter set or a Witcher set. None of those will touch Final Fantasy. They're not as... A Final Fantasy was interesting to the entire world. Not everyone likes Harry Potter or knows Harry Potter. You know? It's really high up there, but it doesn't touch Final Fantasy. Yeah, Demon Slayer's animation and music carry it insanely. If Demon Slayer had the animation of a regular week-to-week shonen, no one would care about it. Like, it just wouldn't be as popular. I love Demon Slayer. I was yelling in the theater. It's insanely entertaining. Like, the entertainment value of Demon Slayer is like peak entertainment. But that's not what I judge art on, is it's how entertaining it is. Like, it's got to mean something to me as a person. Like things like, yeah, Dynasty Warriors could definitely do as well as Final Fantasy did in the East. I just don't know if it'll do as well in the West. Yeah. Oh, dude. It was amazing. Yeah, the Akaza story, all that, very amazing. The movie was fantastic. I saw it twice. It was insanely entertaining. But it's not like deep, profound art. You know, it's not something that's gonna like impact society. You know, and so that's why like I think shows like Chainsaw, Evangelion, Serial Experiments Lane, definitely like Ergo Proxy, Paranoia Agent, FLCL, those things, like obviously literally the whole saga, Inception, Interstellar, like those make us look deep. You know? Deep. Yes, Zelda. That Zelda could outsell Final Fantasy. Absolutely. I think Zelda is one of the very, very few ones that can. I did see your deck request, Code Exorcist. I'm very excited. Yeah, I think Zelda is the only IP. No, I don't think One Piece could outsell Final Fantasy. One Piece is only popular with people 30 and under, like that are like fanatics, like maybe like 35 and under. My friend who's in his mid 50s with kids bought $2,000 worth of Final Fantasy. He would never buy One Piece. You know, like One Piece is definitely generationally not as, it doesn't cross as many generations as Final Fantasy does. That's all. Yeah. Yeah, that Pokemon could. The weird thing with Pokemon is like people are gonna buy it just to hold it. And so I think it'll have a really big initial rush. Like Pokemon will initially outsell Final Fantasy and then it'll just be flat. Because now you can just buy it from scalpers for cheaper than you can at local game stores. It'll become like its own economy. Yeah. Yeah, One Piece would definitely do amazing. Don't get me wrong. But I think you'd be missing out on a very large amount of the age gap that still plays Magic. Because you got to remember, Magic is played by primarily 30 to 50-year-olds. Primarily. And those are the people that have the money to be buying out cases and cases of the product. But yeah, no, if Zelda ever comes out, I think that's probably the only IP I can think of that could outsell Final Fantasy. Does anyone else have an idea? I think it's just Zelda. Because Zelda is as multi-generational as Final Fantasy and is worldwide known. Yeah, I don't think we will never get a Pokemon collab. That would be, if we do, it's going to be a secret lair that costs an insane amount of money. Or it's going to be an extra sheet. I don't think people care enough about Mario to spend thousands of dollars like they did with Final Fantasy. Yeah, World of Warcraft would be amazing. Game of Thrones? Oh, no. The Game of Thrones got kicked pretty hard by the ending. Yeah, Final Fantasy is probably the peak. Yeah, and oh god, the artistic whiplash would be disgusting. Oh god, I don't even want to think about that. Oh god. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be something in Asia. Like, it's got to be an IP that Asians care about a lot. There we go. Star Wars has a chance. Star Wars has a chance. Well, here's the thing. With Star Wars, it would be so heavy on how actually well made the set is, though. Because you could make a really bad Star Wars set really easily. Like, we're going to make Star Wars and it's all about galactic vehicles. Like, I think people would actually commit murder over that. Yeah. Yeah, I hope Final Fantasy's the peak too. I can never, oh my gosh. Yeah. Star Wars fans could use it. Just, oh my gosh, it'd be horrid. I love Predator. I would love a Predator secret lair. Yeah, I think honestly, the only sets that I can see is it's gonna be either Zelda and then like a really well done Star Wars set. Oh dude, TMNT won't even come close. Nah. TMNT won't even come close to Final Fantasy. Like, no. It won't sell as well as Avatar, I'll tell you that much. Avatar will outsell TMNT. 100%. I clocked that Spider-Man was going to crash. I said that the moment it was revealed. I was like, that is not doing well. There is not a huge crossover in Magic and Marvel fans as they thought. At all. Dude, think if they made a Triforce where there's a one of each corner or something crazy. I don't get why they haven't done another one of one. That was such a good gimmick. I loved that. Yeah. Yeah, Spider-Man brought new people in, which was why it was worth it. 1000%. I'm not saying they shouldn't have made the Spider-Man set. I just think they should have actually cared about the set. They didn't care about the set. They were so lackluster with it. Yeah, what if... Ooh. Oh, guys, I have an idea. What if they did the big three as a set? Like, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece as a set. Like, the big three. That would be insane. I don't care for literally any of those IPs. Like, NASCAR collab. Yeah, baby. Praise Hail, praise Dale. A Smash Brothers set. There we go. Yeah, the Omen paths feel really weird. I completely agree, R. Completely agree. Oh my gosh. If you guys are enjoying the chat, by the way, and you want to keep chatting, come on to the Discord, y'all. Head over to the Patreon, get yourself a custom deck made. Or let's just keep chatting. We're having a great time. Let's hang out. Yeah. See, I don't know if Wizards likes me or not. They gave me a free ticket to MagicCon, but they didn't invite me as a creator. So I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm coming. Oh, guys. I mean, it's literally still Final Fantasy. A Kingdom Hearts set. A Kingdom Hearts set could definitely reach like Final Fantasy level. And then they can reprint some of the Final Fantasy characters in it because they're in Kingdom Hearts. Because Kingdom Hearts came out in 2001, and so it's enough of a generation that cares about it. Oh, Mads, you fill out the form in the Discord. It's on the Discord. It's pinned at the top. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts could work. Not to be negative, but I don't want a situation where Goku can tap to fire a Kamehameha wave just to be blocked by a Cloud Limit Break and heal back up with Hello Kitty health. T-Gat, we already have that. That's already here. You can already attack SpongeBob with Iron Man and then block with Sonic the Hedgehog. We're way past that point, dog. We are well past that point. Oh, dude, Kingdom Hearts Secret Lair. Oh, God. I'm a massive Kingdom Hearts fan, by the way. FIFA. Fire Emblem, Oscar. That's another one. Fire Emblem could also be close. Blues Clues set. In response to your attack, I play Steve Goes to College. Yeah, there's Fortnite. Awful. So I'm staunchly, like, I do not buy anything that is Universes Beyond unless it's the only legal printing. I completely avoid it 100%. Yeah, we'll definitely get a Simpsons Secret Lair one day. Yeah, if something has an original Magic printing, I buy that 1,000,000,000% every time, no matter what. I will never purposely buy a Universes Beyond card that I can avoid. Ever. Ever. I would not like that. Everybody, let's get into this Mysterio list. This Mysterio list is a typo deck all around illusions, because Mysterio, when it comes in, says when it enters, create a 3/3 blue illusion villain creature token for each non-token villain you control. Exile those tokens when Mysterio leaves the battlefield. Julian, yes, I think they were very well mechanically built. Absolutely. I like the Sonic legendaries. Other than, like, Eggman was meh. Not a huge fan of Eggman's. Could have been a lot better. I think Eggman could have taken a book out of Urza's list. Or taken a page out of Urza's book. I remember when they promised us Universes Beyond environments. Yep, they didn't do that. So, what we're going to be doing with this deck is we're going to be abusing shapeshifters and other types of illusions in order to constantly make tons and tons and tons of illusions. We're also going to be trying to draw extra cards with like things like Titans of Littjara. And then we are going to be controlling the game. So that means we're going to be Offer We Can't Refusing, Fierce Guardian, Force of Negation, Misdirection, Force of Will to keep everyone in check, because this is a bracket for Mysterio. Even Tails. Julian, I actually didn't pay attention to Tails. Yes, all direct order decks that were purchased off Fourth Wall, if you bought them through the website, those you get emailed a direct order. Yeah, this is a bracket for Mysterio list. So let's get into showing you how it works, everybody. So we're going to get a new hand here. Water Crystal. We have a turn 2 play and a turn 3 play. This isn't too bad, but there's no fast mana. All right, let's go down to 6. Okay, Felwar. We have a Reality Shift. We have a Mystic Reflection. Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. Problem is we can't target. Is Y'shtola casual list video already out? Coming from the CEDH video. The Y'shtola casual list is currently available on the Discord for all Dukes. So if you want, you can buy yourself a custom deck on my Patreon, and then you can go see the casual list because it was made for somebody. This hand is a little too dependent on what other people do, but we do have Min in this, which is our secret commander. I'll read this one to you guys real quick. It says, whenever you draw your second card, we make another 1/1, which is really awesome. And whenever an illusion you control dies, you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the creature's power from your hand onto the battlefield, which is really nasty. It's really awesome. But I think we can do better. I like this hand. I like this hand a lot. Yeah, this is much better. Awesome, awesome. All we need to do is find a land in order to make this work. Put that to the bottom of the library. We'll keep this as our sick. We'll draw for turn. We'll play land, Soul Ring, Mind Stone. Next turn, land, Mysterio, and we're going to make our first illusion. Actually, no, we're not. Let's play out Roaming Throne first. Then we're going to play Mysterio. And then we're going to make 2 illusions. Boom. Boom. Oh, whoops. Wrong illusions. Solid. Okay. So turn 3, we have Roaming Throne. We have, 6 mana available to us. We have 2 open right now with nothing to do with it, sadly. And we have a total of, 13 power on board. Not bad. Not bad for a bracket 4. There we go. There we go. Heck yes. Oh, this is nasty. Okay, okay. We have a couple things we can do here. Oh gosh. Yeah, we're gonna do it this way, I think. Oh, this is so sick. Okay. We're gonna tap for 4. And we're gonna do stunt double of Roaming Throne. Right? Or not stunt double. It's pirate. We're gonna do pirated copy for 5 mana. And then it says whenever this creature or another creature with the same name deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. We're going to attack him with Roaming Throne. It'll trigger, and it'll trigger pirated copies draw spell twice, and we'll draw twice. Next turn, we'll attack in. We'll do the same thing and draw 2, just to see what we get. Oh, heck yes. Oh, that's awesome. All right, here we go. This is going to be nasty. We're going to do... Ooh, which copy spell do we want to do here? Yeah. We're going to pay for Mirage Mockery hitting Mysterio. It'll enter the battlefield. We'll have 2 Mysterios on the battlefield plus the other illusions. It'll happen twice. And we'll make 6 more illusions for 3 mana. Then... Oh, sorry. And we cast Bloodline Pretender before, and they all come in with +1/+1 counters. So they're all 4/4s. So now on turn 5, we have 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 27, 30, 33, 37, 41 power on board by turn 5. Not bad. Not bad. Let's try that again. Let's see if that was a fluke, right? We'll draw Island, Graveyard, Mox Diamond. Next turn, we'll do land into the Bloodline Pretender. And then next one we'll probably do whenever you unlock this drawer, create a token copy is probably what we'll do. I like that as well. That was also a good one, but we don't have as much lands in our hand, so I like that better. We're going to go Thespian Stage, and we're going to do the One Ring first instead of Mysterio. And we're going to draw a card. Next turn, we're going to tap, draw 2, hit our land drop, which was more important than casting our Mysterio. We'll pay 2 to cast Thought Vessel, and then 4 for Mysterio. We'll make our illusion, and it'll come in with an extra counter, and then we make an extra illusion because we have a shapeshifter on the battlefield. So we're gonna make 2 4/4s when it comes in. All right, next turn we'll draw 3 land. We're gonna leave the Nykthos untapped. We're gonna play Roaming Throne into Min. And that way it sets up next turn for us to Nykthos for bigger because we have more blue. And then when we draw our second card each turn, we make an extra 1/1 blue illusion token, which will also come in with the extra +1/+1 counters. So next turn is our big turn. We are going to... Oh, yeah, this is a nasty turn. Oh, my goodness. Yep. Okay. So, tap 1 ring. We draw 4. Play a land. Chrome Mox. Put the Forcible under because we already have a counter. We then make an illusion. We make an extra one because of Roaming Throne. And then they come in with an additional +1/+1 counter. And then we Spark Double. Extra thing, which makes an extra copy of Mysterio, which makes another 6 illusions. All these illusions come in with an extra +1/+1 counter, and then because of Roaming Throne, we do it again. They're off the screen, by the way. All the tokens I just made are off screen. Then we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16. We have 16 tokens on the battlefield. And then for 2 mana, we cast Distant Melody. We draw 16 cards. Play out the Soul Ring. Tap our Nykthos. Make 5 mana. Mind Stone. Banner of Kinship. Make all of them, give them all +1/+1. And then we'll put down this Mirror Room because we have mana left over. Turn 5 and turn 6 are going to look like this in this deck. It's just going to happen. Like, it's just disgusting. The budget for this deck was no budget. This was a no budget bracket 4. Now, if you do want to build this deck, everybody, if you want to build this deck, you can take out 3 cards, just the Mox Diamond, the Mana Vault, and I think it's the Ancient Tomb. And it drops this deck down from $1,600 down to I think $800. It literally halves it. It's ridiculous. So it is very easy to do this one on a budget. Not hard. But yeah. Boom. We didn't even have any crazy starts or anything. Like, our best start was a Soul Ring. Like, it wasn't like we had a Mana Vault or something crazy, you know? All right, y'all. Our next deck is actually a mistake. Send me to jail. This next deck was made on accident. I read a submission. No, $800 isn't budget. No, TGAT, absolutely. I meant that you can just remove 3 cards and it halves the amount. So you can keep taking out cards from it and very easily bring it down to a budget list. I'm saying it's possible to do it on a budget. Yeah, could Infinite Reflections work? Yes, absolutely, Trippy Milkman. Absolutely. So, Spell Shock ordered me a deck, and I thought they said it needed to be within a certain color range, and it turned out that my mouse wheel had scrolled, and I had gone to another submission, and I got the wrong colors. So I built what they asked for, but in the wrong colors. I agree. Anything above $100 is not considered budget in a blanket term, but what I mean is you can easily set a budget and make the deck like $150. It would still work just fine. Like, it can work at a budget, like something that isn't full on all the money you can spend. Oh, we have a kitty coming up. Come on. Hey, kitty. Hey. Kitty time. What's up, Totally Wrecked? Welcome to the Kitty Committee. Happy to have you. Everyone, I would like to meet a deck that I was requested, and I would like to explain how this deck was requested. They said, and I quote, "I'm new to the LGS, and I want a deck that shows I'm not a pushover." I took this request very personally. Spell Shock, I know this is not what you ordered, but if you play this, no one will second guess you ever again. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you how disgusting I made this deck. Let's just let's get into this a little bit here. Okay? Everyone ready? Are we all ready? Are we happy? We ready? We're ready? Okay. Okay. Let's talk about what makes a deck like this good for a second. What makes any deck strong, right? Obviously, having power on board that swings at people, the ability to interact, the ability to have mana. This deck does it all. Let's go ahead and try. We're gonna go Command Tower, Soul Ring into a Mana Vault, and then we're gonna go land, AC of the Gyre Strait, turn 2. Yep. No one's going to question it now. Let's go to our next turn. Let's take the 1 damage from Mana Vault. We'll shock in the Seagate Restoration, which draws us a card due to AC of the Gyre Strait. But guess what? Before we do that, we're going to Spark double AC. Make a copy. Now, shock this in. We draw 2 cards. Play another land. Draw 2 cards. Play a Llanowar Elves. Not bad so far, is it? Not bad. Oh, what's that? We want to do more? Shock this in, draw 2. Play a land, draw 2. Boom, 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 boom. Cosmos, Coma the Cosmos Serpent on turn 3. Oh, what's that? By the way, Azusa, 2 more land drops. Boom, boom. Draw 4 more cards. Oh, wait, we have an extra land drop through Spark Double 2. Boom, 2 more. Oh, what's that? Finhorn Elves. What's that? Birds of Paradise. I was told that one of my viewers didn't want to be the one that gets bullied at the table. I took that personally. Let's try this deck again, shall we? Draw. Land. Druid. Next turn. Land. We're going to go ahead and throw out Lightning Greaves. Land for... We're going to be able to either use Breakthrough or Blue Sun Zenith. I would use Breakthrough here for 4 mana. We're going to get rid of Rickshars, Blue Sun Zenith, and an island. And then we draw 4 cards. Awesome. Next turn, land, 3 mana dorks. That all don't do anything yet. Oh, whoops, I put that out there. I tapped an Overwhelming Stampede for land. My bad. That one's in the graveyard. There we go. There's a land. That should have been on the battlefield. So we tap these 3. Done. Next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either AC of the Gyre Strait or Coma instantly into draw 2 with haste with Lightning Greaves. Into an Andrix Nev, which will double all tokens that Coma makes. Yeah. I took this personally. Very personally. What's that, Def Cat? Do it again? Okay, sure, guys, no problem. Land, Exploration, Seagate, Mana Vault. Next turn. Farseek. Go grab a forest tapped. Next turn, you have the choice between a couple things here. I personally would do either Lurking Predators. Oh, wait. Yeah, so there's 6. So we can either do Lurking Predators. We're 1 color pip away from Coma. Or we can Brain Geyser here to draw extra cards. We aren't boring. We're going to play Lurking Predators. On average, people play 1 spell per turn on turn 3. Let's see what happens. 1 spell. Oh, cool. We got a Wood Elves for free. 1 spell. Rickshar's Expertise. Bottom of the library. 1 spell per turn. Forest. Bottom of the library. Our turn. Parallel Lives got thrown out of our hand. And then we get to get a basic forest and put it onto the battlefield because of Wood Elves last time. Now we can play land. And then we can either Sakashima, copy something. We can Cyclonic Rift, or we can Brain Geyser. I would like to Brain Geyser here. Draw 3. Awesome. And then we have an extra land drop due to exploration. Next turn, land. We can play out Coma. It's a nasty deck. Like, there's no bad hands with this deck. It's so much fun. So Spell Shock. I know this wasn't the deck you ordered, so don't worry, buddy. We are going to be giving you another free deck because of the miscommunication. Very excited to have it for you next stream. All right, guys. I got one more deck for today for Zach. Everybody, this deck is another dual or another partner pairing. We've had this one on the channel before, but I was asked to make this one evil. Absolutely evil. So the things that we did to keep this deck more evil than before: Time Spiral and Time Twister and Windfall. We want to be wheeling in this deck with our secret commander, Heliod the Radiant Dawn. Let's talk about this. So Heliod the Radiant Dawn has a flip side. I'm going to show that in a second once I update our currently being brewed commander image real quick. Uno momento, por favor. Put that one away. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. The Coma deck is available on the Patreon with the Duke tier. Head on over to the Patreon and you can get access to the lists on the Discord. You're welcome, Enslow. I'm very excited for your next deck as well. So we have what I would like to call an actual control list. This is pure card draw and control. It is disgusting. I'm not going to be able to show you how cool it is without playing it like some of the other decks have been today. So let's get into this deck. We're going to get our first hand here. 3 lands, Dramatic Reversal, Time Spiral, into Arwen's Gift. Ooh, I like this hand. I like this hand. We're going to pollute a Delta. We're going to go get ourselves a Tundra. Bonk. Oops. I didn't drag it all the way. A Tundi. A good old Tendy. And next turn, we're going to play out Scalding Tarn. And we're going to go get Hollowed Fountain. Now, during last turn and this turn, we have a couple things that we're able to do. The first thing we can do is we can play Preordain if we need to, or we can play Rapid Hybridization. We don't need to do that yet. We're going to sit back and we're going to act like little uwoos. Little uwoos, all right, guys? We have things that if we need to, we can stop other people, but we don't need to. We don't need to. So turn 3, Exotic Orchard. We're going to play out our commander. We're going to play out Odyssey. All right? This is where it gets fun. Turn 4. We're going to preordain. We're going to scry 2. Do we want Arcane Signet or Otawara? Nah. Put those cards at the bottom of the library. Bottom of the library. And we're going to draw. Cool. What's that? The second spell you cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. Second spell? Sure. I'll take a 1-mana Valley Flood Caller. Why not? But guess what? We're going to wait on that because we have something even nastier to do. We're going to cast Arwen's Gift for 1 mana. Scry 2 and then draw 2 cards. There we go, baby. Trouble in Pairs. Bottom of the library, and then we're going to draw 2. Awesome. Next turn, and then on someone else's turn, ready guys? So this is still on turn 4. We're going to rapid hybridization someone's commander, turn him into a 3/3 frog lizard, and then cast a Valley Flood Caller for 1 mana. Boom. Has the form for next month's deck come out yet? It comes out on tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow night, actually. No, Arwen's Gift costs 2 less to cast because of our commander. It says the second spell we cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. So it made it 1 mana, 1 blue. Next turn, Plains. Ooh, I like this. I like this. So we have a couple things we can do here. I think my favorite play right now, honestly, is gonna be Labman for 1. So we're going to... Julian, the extra reduction is from our commander. It says the second spell we cast each turn costs 2 less to cast. Our commander says that. Then Arwen's Gift also says the 1 less. Oh, it's 2 legendaries. I'm dumb. Thank you, Arwen. I didn't realize it said 2 legendaries. I thought it said 1. So that means we probably want to cast our commander and then Laboratory Maniac for 1, draw an extra card. That would make more sense on this turn. But yeah, the deck revolves around abusing this. It's the anti-bully deck. Absolutely. Most other hands you want to be looking for have things like Esper Sentinel and Thought Vessel in it. Those are amazing. Fierce Guardianship, huge. So, like, this hand's really awesome. The only problem with this hand is it only has 1 land. So unless you're early in turn order, I wouldn't keep it. If you are early in turn order, we'll draw for turn, Scalding Tarn. We'll go get ourselves a Tundra. And we'll cast Esper Sentinel. It'll probably trigger twice. And then we'll draw for turn. We find a land, and then we cast Thought Vessel. Next turn, we'll say we got 1 extra card because of Esper Sentinel. We're going to tap 3 and cast our first commander. Next turn, we'll cast Lotus Petal. That'll make Mind Stone free because of second spell being less to cast. And then, is there anything we want to cast for 4 mana? Yes, there is. But, oh, we don't have the white mana for it. Bummer. We don't have the 2 white pips for Trouble in Pairs. So if we don't like this hand, realistically, we could do some shenanigans and do like Time Twister if we really want to. But I think in general, we already have access to our second commander, so why not? So we'll do that. Next turn, Sink into Stupor as our land for turn. Oh, we have Lotus Petal. I'm dumb. Doy, we could have... Duh. Yeah. So yeah, the deck's really smooth. The Lotus Petal did actually make that a like way better play to play the Trouble in Pairs there. That would have been disgusting. But the commander is also not a bad play, even if it wasn't. But yeah, very, very, very happy with this deck. Very, very happy with it. So it's hard control, Pongify, Snap, Fierce Guardianship, Time Spiral, Time Twister. So disgusting. So do you think you could cook something decent around Ultimus All-Seeing? Ooh. Let's check it out. What bracket are we talking about here? 8-Big Outcast. What bracket are we trying to make this at? Holy crap, I've never read this card. That is hilarious. Oh my lord. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, 8-bit. As long as you're talking about bracket 3 or lower, 1,000,000,000% I can build this. Oh my lord. As long as this is bracket 3 or lower, 1,000,000,000%. You can copy it. It's a triggered ability. So you can have... Oh, it has to deal damage though. So you need to chain extra turn spells. I'm already cooking it. Yeah, 8-bit. Please definitely ask for this one 8-bit. That is awesome. That is awesome. Everybody, that's all I have for you today, but I have a ton. It is not combat damage though, correct? You can give it myriad. Ooh, non-legendary myriad. Yeah, it can be a ping effect. That I totally agree. But realistically, that would take a long time to set up and normally get stopped. So I'm thinking extra turns makes it less obvious. Just a thought. Everybody, that is all the time I have for today. I actually have to cut out a little early today as I have a big project I'm working on today. We are going to have the calendar sent out tonight as well as the PO box. So be on the lookout. I'm sorry I got a little bit of a shorter stream today. Only 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm sorry. But be ready, because I've been cooking on y'all's decks. Code Exorcist, yours has been coming by amazing. Oh, Code, you're going to love your deck. It's beautiful. What if I would look for a deck built and a deck fix? Yes, Julian, if you get a deck built, which is the do tier, you also get a deck fix. You get both. You receive everything from the previous tiers when you buy a tier. You got some Mahdi stuff for me, Mally? Absolutely, I can do that. Yeah, Otter, definitely send me that Japanese one. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to stream today. I'm so excited to see you at MagicCon Atlanta for anyone who's going to Atlanta. And then I can't wait for the week-long stream extravaganza and then ending it off with that 24-hour stream. It's going to be awesome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll be seeing you guys next stream. Bye-bye. See you, everybody. See you next stream. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.